What it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. I wanted to talk about reverbs and how important they are today to add a sense of dimension and space, but a true, artistic way of using it. So if you guys do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Want to support the channel? Check the presets, book a mix, but we're still gonna get to this. So let's go right now.
My homie out of town, I be digging in his bitch. Game recognized, game you really can't trip. Air week, nigga linking up Bluetooth. Location off, baby, want it deep from a real goon. 50% of snaps kinda S-rated. Wanna eat it like a neck bone, you hydrated. Bitch dumb thick with a nice smile, but them lips be telling motherfucking lies. Shorty certified slime.
All right, really dope song that I have right here. Shout out to the artist Sizzle, okay? So, especially, I'm looking for contrast, right? And this is very important to establish this in a mix where, okay, boom, she's singing, but he's rapping, right? So on top of all of the other, flavors and different things I'm going to apply, reverb is a very important way of distinguishing, different parts in a mix. I kind of see it like real estate. You feel me? Like, when you're an engineer, you're like a real estate agent. You're showing around the house, you're showing around the backyard, you're showing off the front porch, you're showing off the living room, and you're showing off the pool and all this stuff inside the house. The mix is like the house, you feel me? And you're trying to get the people to come into the house emotionally. Okay, so boom, very first thing, pay attention to how my singing part has a different reverb from my rapping part. Usually with the rapping, it kind of depends. I usually go with a shorter reverb on my rapping and maybe like a longer reverb on the hook. But sometimes I might do something reverse. And that's kind of what I did on this song, right? So my short reverb was a chamber reverb. Now, chamber reverbs are really good type of reverbs because they add a sense of a presence to the mid-range specifically. And chamber reverbs are best used when they're short, all right?
You do it so good. You give it so hard. Wish you could. You don't know why I be sneaking around. You don't know why. Your best friend gave it a top 10, and I ain't coming home. You don't know why. You'll never know. We did it everywhere. We did it on the stage.
So the reason why I like to use chamber reverbs a lot is that presence in the mid-range actually kind of sounds like I fuck around and did an EQ move without doing it. And that's just understanding the nature of a chamber reverb. So then you have other types of reverbs like a room reverb. A room reverb is kind of like a chamber reverb in the sense that, it helps the mid-range, but it helps more of like the low mid-range. Like when you're actually like people who record in their bedroom, they say, man, I have such a low mid problem because that really confined space, it has a way of just bringing out a low mid. So just remember that they both help with mid-range, a room reverb and a chamber reverb. But the room reverb is more low mid and the chamber reverb is more overall mid and sometimes upper mid. Now you have a plate reverb, which is also mid-range focused too. But I really like a plate reverb sometimes to wash out a delay. You feel me? So this is another dope way of creating dimension and space inside your mix. Maybe you have like a delay like that you want to turn it up to a good amount, but it's kind of stepping on the lead vocal. So what you'll do is you'll apply maybe like a little bit of a plate reverb through the aux. Maybe you send the plate reverb to, you send the delay to the plate, but I kind of like to just slap it on directly on that motherfucker upside the head and just blend that bit, okay? So let's look at the quarter note delay and how this blends a little bit.
You do it so good. You give it so hard. Wish you could. You do it so good. You give it so hard. Wish you could. You don't know why I your best friend gave it a top 10, and I ain't coming home. You don't know why. You'll never know. We did it everywhere. We did it on the stage. We did it in your bed. You don't know why sneaking around.
So it's like something that's very subtle. I try to turn it up, but it's something that you can only really hear in the context of the whole mix, how it kind of like washes it away.
You do it so good. You keep it so hard. Wishing you could. You don't know why I keep sneaking around. You don't know why. You must be in that top 10.
So even though the delay is there, like it kind of sets it back a little bit. So that's another great way of using the reverb to actually like blend in a delay a little bit better into a mix rather than having it step all over it. And this is like a stem. This is like a whole vocal stem, bro. So of course it got my lead vocal, background vocals, and all that shit at the same time. Hitting the quarter note is kind of like overwhelming. Even if it was like an eighth note, it would kind of overwhelm it a little bit, you know? And it would kind of sound like two delays. So that's why I like to slap on the reverb. All right, another great way too is like maybe you want to add some emphasis, right? So I wanted the verse because he's the rapper. I wanted the rapper's verse to sound like really, you feel me? Almost kind of make up for the lack of you see how like when she's singing, right? This part is so full of like sounds and stuff.
So good. You keep it so hard. Wishing you could. You don't know why I keep sneaking around.
So there's a lot of stuff going on in the hook. So I don't want to feel like the lead vocal is an empty room in comparison, and that's why I threw on a hall reverb. So a great hall reverb that a lot of people like to use is something like the Valhalla, and a lot of times I'll start to maybe use like a stereo spreader to add more dimension to it, to make it really feel bigger than what it is. So the default preset is great. Another great one too I like to use a lot is the chorus space, because it adds modulation to it. So yeah, another important thing to know about reverbs is the pre-delay time, right? The pre-delay time is kind of like the gap, in between, like when you play Xbox and there's a fucking lag. You feel me? There's a lag in between the time when you click the controller and the shit happens in the actual game. All right, so imagine the reverb to be like that, where the pre-delay time is like the lag. You feel me? So, if you have no pre-delay time, the pre-delay will work instantly, like you got a good internet connection. But if you put a little bit of pre-delay in between it, there's going to be a little bit of lag, a little bit of time before the reverb actually starts. This is pretty important when it comes to vocals because you could get your vocal to sound dry. You could get it to sound up front and have the reverb kind of being like a desperate, thirsty ass motherfucker, you feel me, who wants some love and that's chasing behind, you feel me, type shit like that. It's like a trail type behind, you feel me, like a criminal, you feel me, that's leaving evidence behind for the FBI, you feel me, it's just something that's behind it, you feel me?
So good. You keep it so hard. Wishing you could. You don't know why I keep sneaking around. You don't know why. You don't know why.
My homie out of town, I be digging in his bitch. Game recognized, game you really can't trip. Air week, nigga linking up Bluetooth. Location off, baby, wanna deep from a real goon. 50% of snaps kinda S-rated. Wanna eat it like a neck bone, you hydrate.
So why did I do that? I did that to create a transition. You feel me? Like now on the lead rap verse. Okay, let's look.
Game recognized, game you really can't trip. Air week, nigga.
I'm creating a transition in space because now that, okay, the beat don't got as much instruments as the hook did, you feel me? And on top of that, the harmonizing and singing, I don't want it to feel empty, so I put a hall reverb right there. So you can use the space, right, between two reverbs, knowing that one was a small and one was a big, to create transitions inside of a mix so that the whole song, flows a little bit more smoothly type shit. So even towards the end of the verse, listen to when the verse ends. Now, it goes from being a big, reverb to a small one.
Tina Turner shit, be your private dancer. Straight knee action, shorty ride game A+.
You do it so good. You keep it so hard. Wishing you could.
So the vocals go from being like really like wet with the hall stuff on the rap verse to being dry and more dense. So it's kind of like it's a transition. You feel me? Without putting any extra sounds, it's just a feeling of something being different. You feel me? Like, oh, the temperature in the room changed, the air conditioner turned off. Isn't it getting warm in here? You feel me? Like just something subtle is very changing, and that's helping you progress through the song. So this is very, simple, but this is a great way to add dimension into your song. So today I talked about the different types of reverbs, how you use a reverb to transition, how you can use reverb on your delay to set it back a little bit more in the mix, add depth. I showed you also how to use the reverb to change to as a form of scenery change. You feel me? Like you painting type shit like that. You want to change the scene, all right? Or make it a movie. Now you transition into the ending credits. All right. So thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Suggest more video ideas down below. And if you want to support the channel, don't forget to book a mix or down below, go grab a template or something like that. All right. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.